All right, I'm recording. Saturday, August 17th. So today's call, super quick and to the point, talking a little bit about analysis paralysis, or like overanalyzing, getting stuck, fear of moving forward, fear of moving at all. And that's something that like I've personally struggled with, and still sometimes when I sit down to my computer to work, I have that mindset of like, everybody's going to say no, everybody's going to judge you, this is terrible, I can't do this, I'm never going to move my business forward, I'm not a good leader, I'm not a good coach, and all of the negativity that comes into our heads sometimes that we tell ourselves that cause us to get stuck. So I'm going to get right into it, and then for about 10 minutes, and then we'll dive into some other stuff. If you didn't watch the call that I had posted in our team page yesterday, August 16th, on inviting, I can't remember what the girl's name was. Hold on, I have it pulled up. Fear of inviting on Instagram and building a team. Alexis, somebody is the girl. It's an amazing call. And it's worth watching every second of it because there's so much quality content in there. And I could go on about it on this call, but that's silly. So go watch that call and listen to what she has to say and take notes. And in like the first 20 minutes, I took like a page and a half of notes of some things that she was saying. And I think that's the thing with being a coach is if you're a coach for one day or a coach for 100 days or a coach for 1,000 days, there's always still possibility to learn more, to tweak your business, to do certain things that maybe didn't seem like were working before and now they are, or what once was working is no longer working. So I think it's important to continue to learn and grow and expand your mind and learn things from other coaches, because I used to follow certain coaches and then I would realize like, this is not my vibe. This is like, I feel phony. Like I can't do what this coach is doing because I feel like I'm just being somebody else and not being who I am, or it's totally unrelatable. And you kind of just have to find your groove. The comparison game is real, and it's very easy to follow a coach. Like I listened to a call the other night with this girl who started coaching in 2015, and I started coaching in 2014, and she's already in the Millionaire Club, and she's already done all these things and made all these huge accomplishments. And I could very easily look at that and be like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing over here? Why am I not in the Millionaire Club yet? Like, why, and compare myself to her. But we're at two different stages in our life and two different stages in our businesses, and where somebody can give and do this, other people can give and do this. And it totally depends on your mindset and where you want to take it as well. So I wrote down, your business will only grow as big as your mind will allow it to. And I think, and I don't know that she said that in that call, but I was thinking about that this morning, and just thinking about how our business is driven by our mindset. And personal development is amazing and important and huge. And it's something that we should all be doing on a daily basis, spending 15 minutes of your day, diving into personal development at the very least. For me, one of the biggest game changers for like putting myself out there, building my business, was 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. And Grant Cardone is very heavy. He is a ball buster. He swears a lot. He's vulgar. He's inappropriate, but he is an amazing businessman. And if you want something that like will kick your butt into gear, listen to the 10X Rule. You can you can read it. But personally, I think the Audible version is the best because of the way that he speaks. Amanda?
So I like Audibles when the authors are the ones. Is he?
Yeah. He reads it.
Okay.
And even if you follow him on YouTube or follow his Facebook page, I think he was like really big into like real estate. And that's kind of where his business like moved forward. And now he's like a motivational speaker and does all these business things. But he talks a little bit about real estate and stuff. And his business was like, he was more on calling on people and like, you know, things like that. So there's a little bit of like, that's not totally similar. But the way that he talks about next leveling your business is pretty amazing. And there's a lot of stuff in that book that really just helped my mindset go from, I don't think I can do this, to why the hell not? Like, why not me? And I understand that we are all at different points in our businesses and we all have different goals. And maybe your goals are not to, you know, build a big business and retire yourself from your profession and earn 6 figures or 7 figures or anything like that. And there's no requirement that says you have to do that. But if you are somebody who is like, you know what, I do want a little bit more. I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know how much I should be doing or how little I should be doing. It's worth taking the time to sit down and write out your goals and figure out what it is that you actually want out of this business. Maybe your goal for this business is to help one person a month and also stay accountable for your own journey. Perfect. Like, you're completely capable of doing that. But if your goal is to help 10 people a month and stay accountable for your journey and move yourself to part-time versus full-time or whatever it is, or maybe it's to take the trips, or maybe it's to pay for your mortgage every month, whatever it is capable. You are capable of doing it if you put your mind to it. So back to, your business will only grow as big as your mind will allow it to. That's kind of where analysis paralysis comes in, where we think, okay, you know what? I am not doing enough. I don't know where to move forward. I don't know what to do. So instead of like pushing that negative mindset out of the way, we just freeze and shut down and then don't do anything. And then we get frustrated and then we blame the business, or we blame other things that come in the way. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough training. I haven't watched enough videos. I haven't done enough of this. I'm not doing enough of that. And it comes down to, all of those things aside, you doing the work or not. And you can invite 1,000 people a day, but if you're not connecting with your social media, if you're not connecting with people through invites, you can't expect for them to join you. You can watch 1,000 trainings, but if you're not implementing any of those trainings, nothing's going to happen. And as a coach, every successful coach in this business will tell you they built their business by going in and finding people on social media, growing their social media following, connecting with people, talking to people, having conversations, and running challenge groups. And it just comes down to, and there's a reason why we use the business activity tracker. There's a reason why we call them the daily vital behaviors, because that is it. Like, that is the only thing that it takes to build and grow this business. And if there's something that you're hesitating with, Google it, YouTube it, ask me, ask your coach, because we have all done different things to build and grow our businesses. There are hundreds of thousands of coaches and YouTube videos out there that will teach you how to do anything, whether it's have a conversation, invite someone, follow up with people. We have tons of scripts in the team page. There are so many things that it comes down to. But what I want to talk about is why we have that fear and why we struggle with that moving forward. And it comes down to mindset and self-limiting beliefs. I will tell you guys, I still struggle with inviting, for fear of acceptance, for fear of judgment, for fear of them saying no, for fear of, not, because I'm a people pleaser and because I've spent a lot of my life trying to be friends with everybody, even though I had no reason to be friends with them. And you know what? I think about this business and what this business has done for me. And I think about what that first challenge group did for me and those first 21 workouts that I completed. And I remember thinking, I just had a baby 6 months ago and I am in great shape now. Like, I did not think I could do this after having a baby. And I'm not in great shape physically, but mentally. Like, I was a train wreck after baby number 3. I was emotional, I was hormonal, I was depressed, I had bad anxiety, I was starting back to nursing school, I was crying all the time, and I was a wreck. And it took this. It took a challenge group. It took connecting with other women, because I had never had that before, to show me that I didn't have to do it alone. And that has been the game changer for me. And you'll see it in my posts and how much I talk about the accountability and how much I talk about the importance of having a tribe and having other people that help you build and grow, not just your business, but helping you build and grow your mindset and your positivity. And that is what I always go back to. When I'm struggling with inviting someone, I go back to, how did this help me? And how can I use that to help someone else? And sometimes it's just a matter of having that conversation with somebody and putting that out there in your post and putting that out there for the world to know, and tearing off the Band-Aid and saying, I don't have to be afraid of this, because if my coach had never posted about this, I never would have joined. If my coach would have kept this all to herself, I never would have done anything. I probably would still be miserable. I would be frustrated. I would be anxious. I would be crying all the time, or I would be, medicated for this, or I would be struggling with that. And think about how this has blessed your life and how you can translate that into a conversation with someone else. You can't expect anyone to be at the finish line if you don't tell anyone that you're running the race. And that's something that I've always carried with when I hesitate to post something on social media, when I hesitate to talk about the coaching opportunity, when I hesitate to talk about a challenge group, or when I hesitate to send that message. If I don't share this with other people, I can't expect anyone to join me. And I know that that is a big fear for a lot of us, is posting on social media, is sharing your personal life, is saying how much is too much, how little is too little. But ultimately it comes down to what your comfort level is, and then taking it a step further, because growth doesn't happen when we stay in our comfort zones. Growth happens, change happens when we step outside of them, push our limits, and challenge ourselves to do the next level. Basic vital behaviors for business growth. We've talked about vital behaviors a million times. At least 5 conversations a day. And as scary as that seems for some people, new coaches that are on the team that are like, I've never even sent one invite yet, I don't even know where to begin with that. Just do it. Just do it. You're not going to regret it. This weekend, I challenge you guys to, if you're doing Morning Meltdown 100, phase 1, you're probably completing sometime soon, or you've already completed, or you're seeing posts in the group of people that are completing the first 20 workouts. You're seeing other social media posts. You can post in our upline Dream Team page, Forever Fit page, ask for transformations, for feedback from people. How do you feel after completing phase 1? What are your results? Let's start a thread. Share those victories and create a post, not just a, oh my gosh, I finished 20 workouts, I feel great, I lost 3 pounds, I feel amazing, who wants to join me? Because that's generic and that's not relatable. Talk about how you feel after completing 20 workouts in a row. Talk about how much stronger you are mentally because you've been getting up and you've been rocking out your morning routine. Talk about the victories that you're seeing within your group of other people who have lost 8 pounds or 4 pounds or 2 pounds, or haven't lost a thing, but they've given up soda, or haven't lost a thing, but they've been doing meal prepping. All of those victories, all of that can be little just bullets in a post about how your life is changing and how you would be selfish to not share this with anybody else. Share your own personal progress. I'm doing phase 1 before and after pictures. I don't have a huge physical change, but the change that I feel from working through these workouts, especially after my surgery and feeling like I don't know when I'm going to get back to doing what I'm doing, that is a huge victory for me. So I don't have to have a 10-pound weight loss and a bunch of inches gone and see a massive physical transformation. I know that it's going to come in phases. And what's beautiful about this program is that there are 5 phases. And just like we're in different phases of our life, you can use that word in your post. This phase that I've gotten through post-op has been amazingly eye-opening for me to feel stronger and to feel more confident and to feel more energized. Because I didn't know when I was going to get back to that again. And to be able to say, oh my gosh, I've done 20 workouts and I've modified a lot, but I'm still seeing changes, is a huge victory for me. I'm looking forward to the next phase, whether it's phase of life, whether it's phase of workout, But I challenge everyone on this team to do a post this weekend, a call to action. We still have those coupon codes that we can use this month. If you have another account, if you're a solo coach and you don't have any other accounts, you have 3 $10 off coupon codes. If you have a spouse account, a mom account, a sibling account, whatever it is, you have extra coupon codes and you can use those for anyone. I'm still sitting at SC2, guys. I am just not winning all of the victories this month. And that's okay. Back to school is a challenging season. And I think for a lot of people, it's that analysis paralysis comes in. Okay, I see Ashley doing this thing and I've been in her info group and I've been wanting to start, but my kids are in school and we're not in a routine yet and I don't know where to begin and blah, blah, blah. So what I'm doing is I'm doing all back to school routine posts and talking about this program for the next couple of weeks. I'm talking about coaching. My coaching posts are back to school. Fitness posts are back to school, back into a routine, back into a routine. So a lot of stay-at-home moms right now that have kids in school, this is a great opportunity for them to start a business now that they have some free time during the day. That's where my coaching posts are geared. Same thing with fitness. Now that your kids are back in school, you have a little extra time to yourself if you're a stay-at-home mom, where you can work out 20 to 30 minutes a day. Getting back into a routine. Those of you guys that are teachers, having that back to school, oh my gosh, now I can actually have a structured routine again and I don't feel like my life is spiraling out of control. Sarah, do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I have found that from a teacher aspect and that I will continue to talk about is not feeling like I want to go to the gym. Like the last thing I want to do, one, before school, because I drag my butt downstairs, or after school, is go to the gym with more people. Like I mentally need that time by myself, whether it's in the morning or it's after school. It's that time for me to either set my day up or decompress. And I think that's really important to think about as a teacher. For me, I have a double whammy in August. Like my tribe is hockey moms and it's school. And so both of those things hit in August at the same time. And so I have to think about like, okay, how am I getting around this? I talk about my morning workouts. I talk about the structure and routine. I talk about the back to school. I talk about the mental aspect, because even for someone who is not a teacher, someone getting up and working out 20 to 30 minutes before they go to work is huge. So that's kind of where I've been driving my posts. It is hard. I think for me, it's hard just on a personal level. My new classroom doesn't have internet, so I sit down to work at lunch and I can't do anything. So that may mean I move to the car. Like at lunch, I, had this big plan and I was going to sit down and invite and do my follows and comment the other day, and I couldn't pop up a hashtag on Instagram. So you have to do what works. I'm moving from working 2 solid hours in the morning of my business to working 10 to 15 minute pockets of my business at lunch, and then right after school, and then, right before dinner while dinner's cooking, and then right before bed. And so that season of my life is different, but you just have to move into that schedule. And mentally, I know that I just keep having conversations and I keep posting and I keep following up. I may not follow up every day like I was doing. I may follow up once or twice a week, and I have to know that that's okay, and not to paralyze myself with, oh shit, I just messed up.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Amen. So, as with like trying to get back into a routine, and I'll say this for anyone on the team, if you are not committed to working through a program, or if you are paralyzed by, I don't know where to begin with my own personal journey. I've struggled with this. I've struggled with that. I've fallen off the wagon. I've fallen off track. That doesn't matter anymore. Those are things that you can share socially on your page, on your stories. Talk about the fear and the struggles that you've had on your own personal journey and continuing to move forward. I know that there are several coaches that I've talked to that have yet to complete an entire program all the way through, and that's okay. But I think that, those are some things that a lot of people struggle with. Like, how many people have purchased Insanity from eBay and have never completed more than 10 workouts? Hey, I'm one of those people. How many people have purchased a Beachbody program in the past and have never completed it? Probably hundreds of thousands of people. And sharing those fears that, like, I'm afraid I'm going to fall off. I self-sabotage. I do those things all the time. Those are things that are completely relatable, and things that we should be talking about. And the accountability piece is huge for so many people. I have a girl who, we talked last week, she joined my free back to her birthday challenge, and she's been getting on the scale every day and sending me a picture of her weight as it continues to decrease. And she's 6 pounds down since this last Sunday. And she told me yesterday that this is exactly what she needed, exactly what she was looking for. And when we had talked, she was still going to the gym and was focused on her gym membership. And I said, try this for a week and tell me how you feel. And it was like an eye-opening jumpstart for her. And I think that's what so many people need to see, that it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to overthink it. It doesn't have to be difficult. Like, you literally just show up and do the things and get results. And that's how it is with this business. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to overanalyze it. If you're doing things and you're not getting the results, then we need to reevaluate, and we need to look and say, okay, what's not working? What needs to change? What needs to happen? And how can we make this happen? Because there are so many different ways that we can try to do the things. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of like, oh, if I just slightly fine tune or adjust this, it's going to make a huge impact. So get with me, get with your coach, and let's move into this next week, this next phase for Morning Meltdown 100. I'm still having conversations with people about Morning Meltdown 100 I have people that purchased their challenge pack a month ago that have still not started the workouts yet. So know that there's they didn't have to start on July 29th. They don't have to wait until after Labor Day. They can start at any time. We have that helpful Morning Meltdown getting started document. And if you're signing somebody up tomorrow with Morning Meltdown 100, send them that. Send them the week 1 meal plan that we posted in the group. And just tell them, listen, you don't have to overthink this. Just get up, show up, sweat, and then you're done. And it's 20 to 30 minutes of your day. The more consistent you are, the better results you're going to have. Same thing with our businesses. And just continue to show that in your social media, that your consistency is paying off with coaching, with challenge groups, with your workouts, and that getting people results is really why we're here. I think that's all I have. Victories this past week. Anybody want to share?
I didn't cry.
Didn't cry.
There we go. That's it. That is, there we go. I survived back to school week, sending a middle schooler, and I didn't cry.
Yay. Don't cry now.
There we go. No, it's my voice. I went to Snoop Dogg, remember?
Yeah.
No, it's my voice. It's my allergies and lack of sleep.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm gonna crush phase 1 in about 5 minutes. I gotta finish Revive.
I couldn't get in the cardio mood. I just tried, and then my head was hurting, and I went down to do a burpee, and it was like boom, boom, and I'm like, no, I don't feel it. So I did Revive. So I finished
phase 1. Yeah. And
that was my goal. Was my birthday is Monday. My goal was to finish phase 1 by my birthday. I did. That's a victory. That's something that I'm sharing. I got on the scale this morning. I wrote down 129 pounds in my journal on the night before I started. And I like to take my weight in the evening, the same, like, you know, pajama pants and tank top or sports bra or whatever. And last night it was 126.4 after we went to the fair and had Trulies and tacos. So I feel like that's an accomplishment. And this morning it was 123.8 because I'm always a couple pounds lighter in the morning, which is weird. So
that's why I weigh myself in the morning.
I am not trying to lose a lot of weight, but just the body fat and the tightening up and stuff, I think for me is my victory. And I'm seeing changes. I took some before pictures and some after pictures yesterday afternoon. And I'm very pleased with the progress. And I think that's what those of us that are working through Morning Meltdown 100, I think that's what we need to share. And we need to share with our groups too. And that's what my post is going to be about in our group today is like, you're not going to see massive drastic changes in each phase. Like if you don't lose 10 pounds in phase 1, don't get discouraged because that's 1/5 of the way through. And if you lose 10 pounds in phase 1, then you're expected to lose 50 pounds by the end. Like, come on, let's be realistic. But
I think that's really important too. We had a little chat about that in our coach texting group the other day. Tiffany had taken her phase 1 pictures and she said, she's like, I needed to see this. Like you need to see the visual, and you need to, even if you don't see the visual, you need to write down everything that has changed, because 100 days is a long time. And like you said, it's going to be a slow process. You know, I upped today with MeltCon, I upped to 15. I can see a difference in just my strength. And I think that's important too. I'm scared, I think, to take my phase 1 pictures because I have not been stellar with nutrition. So it'll be interesting, but then that's a goal for phase 2. And I think then you talk about that too. And I posted in my group the other day just about how, you know, you're 20 days in both groups, my regular challenge group, and then also this Morning Meltdown 100. This is where people quit. This is where you give up on yourself. So it's going to get hard. It's not going to be easy. You might have missed a day. The goal is to just keep going. Are you taking notes? Did I say something good?
Yeah, I was just writing some stuff down. Well, I wanted to include that in my post this morning, and I haven't wrote it yet. But I just, because I'll get in there and I'll be like, oh, squirrel, and then like forget what I was going to talk about. So
yeah, and I think that's important. Like this is where people stop, like because they've missed, you know, because it was back to school, because they were busy, because they had a bad weekend. Like this is where people start to like stop working out.
Absolutely. And I think that's where we rally together as coaches too. And like, well, all of our people have joined us because they've been watching our social media. So they need to know if they're failing and they're silently failing and not doing the workouts, or they're like, oh, everything's great in Messenger. How are you enjoying the workouts? I love them, but they're not checking into the group and they're not doing the workouts. I think that's where we rally and say like, and maybe you take time today to do that in your stories and say, listen, if you join my group and you're not checking in, I don't care. Get up and do it. And let's do this together. Like you made a commitment, I made a commitment. And that may entice other people who are watching you that are yet to join if they see you being a ballsy coach that's like, stop taking around your shit. Sorry if you're listening to the recording with children.
We don't say shit at our house. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Not believable, I guess.
Hello? She's asleep. Everybody wants to spy on the puppy while she's sleeping. You wake her, you get to play with her. All right. So that's all I have. Victories, my personal victories for this week are that I have 3 people in my birthday group that have hit a 20-pound weight loss, 3 people together in 1 week. And that's not everybody. I have the one girl said, I've traded out beer for vodka and I've lost 4 pounds and I haven't done any of the workouts. And she meal prepped. I'm like, well, that's an accomplishment. You meal prepped, you're not drinking beer, you're drinking vodka instead, and you lost 4 pounds.
I think that's really, I mean, because that's a choice. Like, and that's a cognitive choice that I make too. Like, even when I want to drink, I think about, okay, what can I drink? What have I changed so I can still enjoy a drink or 2 drinks or 3 drinks, but it's not going to ruin the progress that I have had.
Right. Exactly. I don't have a lot of coaching victories for this last week, and that's okay. But I have been diving into PD a lot more, and my tracker, and staying on task. And I did cry this week because I sent all of my children off to school, and even my little tiny kindergartner who's now a giant child.
I got a little teary-eyed. I didn't cry, but I really almost did on my way to school on the first day when the middle schooler was going. And he was so nervous. That's what I was nervous about. And I did a really good thing and didn't text him until I knew he was at lunch.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't handle it anymore. And I was like, how's your day? He's like, good. I'm like, all right, that's all I needed. And then I didn't text him the rest of the day.
Yeah, Annie is all over the monkey bars, and to the point where she has come home with massive blisters on her hands and refuses to stop because she wants to be the best in her class. So I'm just wrapping them in bandages and sending her back to school, and she's doing the monkey bars with her bandages on her hands. And
that's what Bria did too.
Yeah, Thursday. My blisters are worse today. I'm like, I told you not to do the monkey bars if your hands hurt. I just want to keep doing them. I want to be the best. Okay. So there's that. But I did do a couple coaching posts this week, and I did get some good feedback, and I'm going to invite from those coaching posts this weekend. I updated my coach sneak peek info group. And something, which I can probably I can talk about this another time too. But I wanted to do some updated new coach stuff in units in the team page, which I think I'm going to do, and kind of streamline some stuff that everybody can kind of take and use together as they onboard new coaches. Amanda, do you have anything you want to share from this last week? She can hear. Can you hear me?
Amanda.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, what are you doing?
Storying,
Nice.
posting.
Do you have anything you want to share from this last week?
No,
No.
not really. No.
Yes, you do. You made it through Brooklyn being sick.
Yeah. Let's see. I
still are working out.
I made smart food choices. I stuck to my meal plan, so that's a plus. I have a list of people I need to talk to today that I just put off because I wasn't mentally there all week long. So those are my wins. Those are my takeaways, I think. It's been Brooklyn sick, and then with other neighbor updates, it's been more of a mental struggle the last week than it has been anything else.
Yeah.
So
You're pushing through. And
I need to figure out how to put things aside like that and keep working. That's where I struggle.
yeah. Channel that into your workouts. Every sweat matters. Channel that into so you can just completely consume yourself in your workout and know that, I mean, you have different purposes for your workout, but that can definitely be something that you carry into purpose for your workout. As you know, you struggle with the emotion and stuff that's coming with all of that, just being able to release that in your workouts is big.
So next week, hey. I don't know. Next week's a new week. I know we're the middle of the month, so I still have time to hit my goals. So I'm not giving up, pushing through.
Thank you, girl. I hear you. It's a challenging month for sure. I always look at the reflection in, like, whenever Melanie or Deidre do the like recognition post, I'm always like, see, like, we're all struggling together. Like, I don't see any big giant numbers up there, and like,
yeah. I do the same thing. Like, that's what I look at. Like, it's the same thing. Like, I look at, like, okay, if my, I may not be a top coach, but I can look and say, okay, here are where the top coaches are. Here are where I am.
right.
Like, it's knowing the comparison of week to week where they are. Yeah. I know, like, okay, it's tough for everyone. Like, it's a tough time of year.
Right. And I think, obviously, like, we don't like to do the comparison game, but I think it's okay to look at that and say, like, this is where we all, because I don't think you're comparing, I think you're like, okay, well, this is where we all are, and this is what we're struggling with, and this is what we're all doing. And then I look at those leaderboards and I go, okay, Jen Guthrie's at SC36. How is she doing that? And then I'll pop over to her Facebook page and just look through some of her posts and see what's working for her. Or go over to her Instagram, or, I'll look at whoever's on the leaderboard and just kind of take 2 minutes to not go in.
Give this to Zoe in her mailbox because it got wet in the rain.
Is it raining outside?
No.
Okay, yeah. Tell Dad where you're going. But not doing the comparison game, but just saying, okay, maybe I need to do something a little different. Maybe I need to see what somebody else is doing and what's working for them, and implement a little bit more of that into my stories, posts, all those things. And where I never want to copy and paste anybody else's ideas, sometimes it's good to say, oh, you know what, like, this totally works. Did you guys see Katie Ersta's post that went viral with all of our butts on the beach from when we were on the cruise? There was a picture that I just updated the picture in our team coach sneak peek. And then she posted a couple days later this post about, I no longer sit at a table where I don't feel like I'm welcomed or whatever. And it went viral, and it was like on the Today Show blog and like all kinds of awesome stuff. And what? Yeah, Katie Ersta. It's on her like page. Katie P messaged me the other day, and she's like, I think your butt went viral. And I'm like, no, that is my butt. It's like somebody had posted it. I was like, I think that's your butt. That's my butt. But it was really, really good. Maybe I'll share it in the team page.
Kim Fitzpatrick had one go viral. It was like a hashtag not too long ago because she posted a picture, and I mean, she's amazing. She posted a picture, and she was like in just jean cutoff shorts, and someone sent her a message about her cellulite. And so she did a post about it, and it went viral, like something like wear the shorts, or like she just went on and on about how, like, your body doesn't like, you can't judge someone, their shorts, like so she had like a hashtag that went viral.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome.
All right, I gotta get going.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it off, and then I'll post it in a little bit.
Okay.
Have a good weekend, ladies. Thanks for getting on. Bye.